Hello!
Oh, hello!
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm getting a bit of a dry throat now.
I know, I bet you are. How
I've been
long have
talking
you
for
been
like,
for?
I know I'm starting to think, God, 3.5 hours I'm committed to for this. I'm not
Well
even
done.
sure. Don't know when I'm going to go to the toilet, but
You don't need to go to the toilet. Hold it in.
oh, I'll try. How are you surviving lockdown?
I'm good. I'm all right, you know. I mean, the first week, it was a bit of, I think it was like a shock. We didn't really know what was going on, kind of getting into the rhythm of things. But now, kind of liking it.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
bit like that. It's like, oh, I'm kind of used to this now.
I know.
Kind
You
of,
get into in a zone, don't you?
yeah, having to go back into the world, and I'm not too sure if I'm even up for it now. And when you go out to the shops, everyone's like, there's not many people around, and everyone's keeping their distance, and there's no one touching you. And
Exactly.
I hope, if nothing else, we learn to keep a bit of a distance from people in the streets, because
No touching.
I know I hate that about people. But people are lovely. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, we like people.
Now I want to talk to you about Pretty Woman because I adored the show. I've seen it twice, and I hope it's not the last I see of it. When was it meant to be booking until? When's it currently booking until?
Well, we were a limited season, so we're only booking until January 2021. So it's an interesting one. We're not sure yet what's going on.
Okay.
But, we'll definitely
Fingers crossed it comes back.
Yeah.
Because I really liked it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, really, really liked it. But the one thing that concerns me about the show is that massive hole in the floor. Is that not an accident waiting to happen? And has anyone fallen down it yet?
No one's fallen down it, which you really think they would have. I have to say, even myself, because I walk around it so many times and I back up a lot, and I'm still scared about it.
Right, and I understand you've got the orchestra pit in there, but surely you can just have them off the side of the stage. Like,
yeah, I guess.
I don't know how that got past health and safety.
I'm not sure, but no one's gone down it yet, thank God.
Okay, thank God. But no, is it a fun show to be a part of?
Oh, it's the best. Honestly, it's just been a dream of a role and a dream of a show. It's just so much fun. Like, to play Vivian, she's such a funny character, and I just love playing her every day. Well, not anymore, but when we were.
And I love that when you got the part, did you think, like, this is a huge shoes to fill with Julia Roberts having played the part? Did you find it pressured? And I mean, you really looked like you gave it your own, and you weren't trying to copy her, which I think is the only way you can successfully have done that. And I think you've done it so right. And I really thought it was a great portrayal that you gave. But was that scary?
You know what? I wasn't scared, because I thought, well, I'm nothing like Julia Roberts. I don't look like her. I don't sound like her. And I just thought no one can compete with her. She is, in her own right, legendary, and what she did with that role is, everyone remembers that. So I thought, well, I can't do that, so I've just got to kind of bring my own into the part, and that's what I did. And I thought, well, that's all I can do, and if people love it or hate it, there's not a lot I can do about that. And I just kind of went for it, and it's still got the essence of what Julia Roberts did, but kind of with my own little spin on it. Yeah.
Well, I love it for one, and I really hope we'll get to see it again.
Oh, I hope so.
Now, obviously, I've got to ask you about Six, because there's a lot of Six fans here watching. I was watching last night. I don't know how I got in some loop, and it just came up the night that Toby Marlowe had to step in as one of the queens. Can you just talk me through, like, what happened that day? And it must have been crazy.
We had a lot of illnesses, I believe, and a lot of injuries were happening, because, as you know, it's a really difficult show. I know it's only 5 minutes, but it's like doing a marathon every day. It's so intense. So at the time, we were having a lot of problems with injury and illness, and people going on holiday, which is, of course, the right thing to do in their contract. So I think that particular day, we had people on holiday that couldn't come back because they were abroad, and then we had people who were really sick. All the swings were on, and it just got to the point where we were like, there's no way we can do this. And then Toby just went, I'll do it. And Genesis, actually. So we had Genesis come back to play Cleves, and Toby to play Pa.
And how much rehearsal did he get for that?
Nothing.
Because, like, even though he's written it and seen it a million times, I imagine the choreography and stuff, and the blocking even. He'd probably never done something like that.
No, well, we did it like a concert version. So he did a bit of the choreography where he did and what he knew, but mostly we just stood at mic stands. But it was really good. He did such a good job, and I think like people really responded to it and really loved it. So
saved the day.
Yeah, it's completely saved the day.
And have you learned any new skills while in quarantine? Is there anything that you've picked up?
No. More. Me and Tom Gribby, who I live with, we've just been working out the whole time. That's all we've been doing. I wish I want to learn something new, but at the moment I'm not really feeling motivated to do anything. I don't know if you feel the same.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of in that mode of just like, I'm just enjoying the rest, because I haven't had a break in 15 years. So I'm just kind of really enjoying not doing a lot.
Yeah. I'm reading a lot of books, I'm finding.
What are you reading?
At the moment, I've just started a John Grisham, The Guardians.
I've not read any of his.
It's really good. The best one I've read is called Camino Island. If you like crime dramas, that's really good. I read. So this whole quarantine thing, I've been saying to people, it's a bit like, you know, when you say, "Oh, I'll do that when I retire." You know, I'll read all these books I've got when I retire, when I've got time. It's kind of like we've been given this window of retirement where we can do everything that we've never had the time to do.
It's true.
So I've just read the Wicked book, the novel.
Oh, that was one of my favourite books. I was obsessed with Wicked when I was younger, and I love that book.
It's really different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's dark. It's really dark. But thoroughly enjoyed it because I was so obsessed with the show. You know, I really enjoyed delving into that kind of world.
But I've had that book for probably 10 years and never got around to reading it. Yeah, 600 pages.
Yeah.
But yeah, I read it in about a week.
You like it?
Yeah. I'm not sure if I would have liked it had I not have seen the musical.
I agree, yeah.
I don't think it's a very good book.
Yeah.
In terms of how the story connects and but yeah, as somebody who's a big fan of the musical, it was great to see how the characters are different and how it all changes. So yeah, I'm glad I got to do that. I'm making my way through quite a few books. But yeah, sometimes you just think, oh, I can't be bothered to get out of bed today. And
yeah, it's hard to get motivated, I think, because you don't have anything to like not look forward to, because that sounds really, you know, depressing, but like there's nothing in the foreseeable future, so you kind of don't really have anything to work towards. So it's a hard
especially for me, like as a blogger, I kind of look for things that are happening in the theatre world that are interesting that I can talk about, and even news stories about shows. And it's like, well, like I used to get hundreds of emails every day about shows, and now I'm like, none.
I know, it's so strange.
So it's really weird. But yeah, so how do you stay motivated? Exercise, I guess you're doing a lot of.
A lot of exercise, because you know I've got to fit back in that costume. At some point, that is going to have to go back on me. So I'm like, I can't let myself go too much, you know.
Yeah.
Because in the first week, all we were doing was eating biscuits and drinking wine. So that's had to stop. But yeah, working out is really helping. We have like a bit of a structure. Like structure is key for the day. So we'll get up, we'll have breakfast, we'll then go and work out. We'll take the dogs out. You know, we've got a little bit of a plan going.
Okay.
And that's really helping.
Yeah, I need some structure. I'm trying to get a cat. I've been wanting to get a cat for ages, an older cat. And I kind of think, well, now's the perfect time because it can get used to us while we're here. But none of these like rescue centres are open.
Are they not?
So, well, no, not really. They don't seem to be.
I wonder if there's anyone around your area, like on Gumtree or something, who's got a...
Well, there's a cat at the end of my road that keeps coming up to me. So when there's no one around, I might just grab it. It's a nice little ginger cat, so I might go for that. So people have sent in loads of questions, and my favourite one that I'm asking people is, if you were stuck on a desert island with 3 cast recordings, what would you take?
I would take Oh, that's a good one. That is. Miss Saigon. I think the original London cast. This is awful, isn't it? But I'd probably take 6 to be like a bit more upbeat.
Okay.
Third one. Oh, In the Heights.
Yeah.
Maybe. I like that album.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
a good one.
That's a tricky one.
What about if you could play a gender swapping role? What male role would you like to have a go at?
I was saying this the other day. So the first musical I ever saw was Joseph, and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, and I wanted to be Joseph. So I used to pretend that I was like I used to make my bunk beds into like a jail, and I used to sing, what's this big song? Close every door. So I want to be Joseph.
Do you know what? Joseph is a really underrated show, I think. People always slag it off, but I think it's great. Did you see the Palladium version last year?
No, I didn't see it. I think I was doing 6. We missed it.
It was really different, really good though. Be interesting to see. Yeah, it's coming back coming back this summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the way they did, because it had Sheridan Smith in it, didn't it, as the narrator, and it was kind of her dressing up with the kids, as though it was like playtime with the kids, where she's telling them the story and she's dressing up as all the different characters. It was a different take on it, but hopefully that'll come back. Who knows what's going to come back and what isn't right now. It's
tricky,
scary time. So before I let go, if you've got any advice for people in lockdown, like how to stay home, stay safe, what can people be doing from home if they're getting a bit bored and down?
Well, you know what? I think it's amazing that in the time that we're living in, we can do things like this. How incredible is that?
Yeah.
So although I have to say, I've been online constantly and my eyes are absolutely killing. So maybe don't spend the whole day online, but there's so many amazing like workshops and classes and things to get involved with. So for me, I've got to take a bit of my own advice. Actually, I want to keep singing and keep doing things, and just you don't want to come out of this and not have learned anything. So definitely learning something new is a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining us, though.
Thank you for having me.
And have a great rest of your Sunday. And stay home and stay safe.
You too. See you
nice
very
to speak
soon,
to you.
I hope.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.